YouTube? I'm Chris. On today's video, we're going to Action City Comics in Brooklyn. The reason we're going there and not my usual Midtown Comics is that my girlfriend wants to check out this stationery market, which is pretty cool. Honestly, she's really been getting into that and has made me sort of get into that. And it's just cool. Like, you get to meet like local artists and vendors. It's kind of like a mini like Comic-Con in a lot of ways. So it's fun. It's snowing here in New York City, so it's really cold. That sucks because we have to go to Greenpoint, which is a little bit far from where we're at in Queens. But exciting stuff, mainly kind of to like check things out. I'm not really on the hunt for anything in particular, just hanging out with the family and having fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comic book recommendation today is Kagurabachi. So this is a little bit of cheating because this is actually a manga, but to be honest, it's sequential storytelling, so I look at it as a comic. And Kagurabachi has been one of my favorite books of the year, and just mangas in general. Like, I love this book. I discovered it because I think it was getting really popular, I think, on Twitter and stuff like that. And I checked out volume 1 when I went to my usual spot where I get manga, which is this Japanese bookstore in Midtown called Books Kinokuniya. And I fell in love instantly. It follows this character that his father was this master blacksmith that created these enchanted swords that ended an ancient war, and he was killed, and when he was killed, the ancient swords were stolen. So it's up to Chichiro, who's the main character, to get revenge for his father and collect these swords. What's really cool is that it starts out as kind of like this solo story of Chichiro like seeking out these swords, but the supporting cast has grown a lot, and you're sort of seeing who he is as a character. Yes, he's out for revenge, but it's not blind. He's very intelligent. He knows the way this magic works, and the battles are just awesome. Like, particularly this volume 5 is insane. Like, when these blades are taken out, like, it's just all out war, and it's such a good book. It's by Takuro Hokuzono. And every volume so far, at least the English versions, I've gotten all 5. I think that's where we're up to. And every one just gets better and better. So if you're looking for a good comic book or manga in general, Kagurabachi. So we made it to Action City Comics. This is in Brooklyn, Greenpoint, so I don't get a chance to come out here so often just because it's a little far out from where I'm at in Astoria. But it's a really great shop. It opened a couple years ago. I think it does a good job of highlighting some newer things like manga. And honestly, I have to give them a lot of credit. Since they first opened, they've grown a lot in terms of what they carry. Also, they do a good job of like merchandising, so things are really well organized. And I think they put things together in a way that is great for collectors if you're into like back issues, but also people trying to get into comics or maybe getting people a gift. Like, what comic shop is going to have Spider-Man on Sega Genesis? Like, it's a really cool vibe. I dug through the back issues. Honestly, it's not a huge back issues section, but it has a lot of modern stuff. So if you're looking for more like recent like Marvel and DC stuff, or even indie stuff from Image or Dark Horse, like I was able to find this really cool like graphic novel of the death of Superman, which was really cool. Here's an article of when it first opened. I will own a Destro figure one day. They were fully stocked when it came to compact comics. I did not know this was in hardcover. Out of Alcatraz from Cantwell and Tyler Crook. Great book. Some classic X-Men issues. I've never seen the Secret Wars cover, and now I need it. I'm not really collecting any runs, but I think a goal of mine is to one day own all of Frank Miller's Daredevil. Something that has really grown since I last came here is their figure selection. Like, they had everything from like comic book stuff, gaming, also anime. They really had something for everyone. After Action City Comics, we walked over to the stationery market. And it was awesome. It was warm, the vibe was great, definitely got me into the Christmas spirit. A lot of cool vendors, like it reminded me of kind of being at a local Comic Con. It was dope to see the variety of vendors. Just because of how much into my girlfriend has gotten into stationery, I've gotten into it. So it was cool to see like local artists that are into different things, whether it be Labubu clothing, stickers, pins, keyboard keys, all types of stuff.
28 for the 3D.
Wait, does it come in?
After the stationery market, we went to Newtown HQ, which is a spot in Astoria that my girlfriend's been trying to put me onto for a while. They have stationery, blind boxes, like things we both love. It's a really cool spot. If you're ever in Astoria, Queens, be sure to check them out. I'm back. Didn't get in comics, but my girlfriend got a bunch of stuff at the stationery market, which was cool. Like we saw a bunch of artists that we usually support at other ones, which is cool. Like I think, like I said, it's kind of like a Comic Con vibe, but you know, some local artists. Like this is probably one of my favorite stickers that we were able to get, which is this K-pop Demon Hunters set, which is hilarious because I was like, what is this K-pop Demon Hunters thing about? And then I saw the movie and it was awesome. So, and I love the song Golden. So, on my playlist, but a lot of cool like sticker sets and stuff like that. My girlfriend has like these sticker books. I also collect stickers, but sadly I don't put them on anything. I have what they call sticker anxiety about putting things on. Like for example, I always buy Dan Hip, who's a really great comic book artist. Anytime he has a drop on his website, I'll buy a bunch of stickers and sticker packs. Have not put not one of his stickers on anything I own, which is pretty sad. But yeah, overall it was a fun day. You know, got to go to Action City Comics, and I was really impressed at how they've improved over the years. Like when I first went there, it was like, you know, kind of like just new comic books. But I feel like the owners definitely learned being in that neighborhood. Like they definitely have like a curated collection of like kid stuff, mangas up front, and just some like toys and collectibles. They even have some like retro video games. So it seems like the selection has grown, especially the toy stuff. And just the way it was merchandised, like, you know, having sort of bows on certain things and certain toys grouped together and stuff like that. I think it was perfect for the holidays. And I think it was a cool like little shop, especially like if you're into newer comics. The back issues were a little like expensive. I think, you know, in New York City, really the only place you could get like cheap back issues is the Midtown Comics outlet, because they have like a huge dollar section and stuff like that. But the rest of the books they have are usually like $3 to $5 and stuff like that, which, you know, isn't too bad. But like when you add those things up, like a haul like of 10 books that are, you know, over 10 years old could be 50, which is kind of insane when you think about like certain back issues. And it's New York, so you got to pay the rent somehow. But I think it does a really good job of merchandising some of the newer stuff. Have some great collected editions and stuff like that. And like I said, it has changed a lot since when I first went there a couple years around the time they opened. So I really like what they had done with the place. Then our last stop, Newtown HQ, is really kind of like stationery and blind boxes, no Labubus, but they had a lot of Smiskis, Sunny Angels. My girlfriend's told me a lot about that place. What I liked about it in terms of like a stationery store, like a lot of the stores in the city usually have like do only like one thing really well. And I think Newtown HQ did a lot of things really well. They have like a lot of indie stuff. They support, you know, local artists, but they also have like some of the bigger stuff like Smeeskis, and then also some branded sort of like blind bags and stuff like that. So I like a store that has a balance of those things, which was cool about also like Action City Comics. Like, yes, they had some like back issues and some premium back issues, but they had a lot of the new stuff. They had manga and all that kind of thing. And I think when you're sort of like creating a space like that for people and customers to come in, it's good to have something for everyone. But overall, fun day. You know, it's always good to be out with the family. Super cold. We Ubered back because we were not walking back. Let me know what you think. Like Action City Comics, Newtown HQ, or the stationery market. Let me know. Peace.